Yo, yo, yo. What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? We need to talk about this game. I'm going to give you all my thoughts on the game, how I saw it, what I think about what went down, and I want to know y'all's thoughts on the game as well. I want to know what everybody thinks. Anybody watching? Two people watching live. Shout out to y'all for being here, first of all. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you hit that sub button if this is your first time. But yeah, let me get into it. So at the like I usually take like a day before I do my match re reviews, because I like to make sure I watch the game in detail without no emotion and be able to see clearly what is going on. So I make sure to watch the game again before I come and tell people about what I saw going down in that game. But I am in this mood because I feel like this is the first time we've been back in the knockout stages. The first time we've been back in the quarterfinal of the Champions League, right? And it's definitely showing. It's definitely showing because our first game, I would say our first game away from from home in the knockout stages against Porto, we could see the nerves coming in. We could clearly see the nerves coming in from the start of the game. You know, William Saliba, not being 100% calm, giving the ball to Declan Rice, who wasn't, I would say, ready for the ball in that moment, and he ends up getting a bad touch, and he kind of loses the ball, and he has to go track it down, and he gets a very early yellow card, like what, 2 or 3 minutes into that game. So we could see the nerves coming in then, right? And now it's the quarterfinal stage. I definitely saw the nerves coming in again. Now this is, I would say, this is what I thought that we would learn quick from, but it seems like in the big moments, in our most important games, our young players are still getting nervous. Like and it's showing. Like it's really showing. So pretty much, right? What a start to that game. The start to the game was amazing. We get a goal early up. Martin Odegaard, ball over the top to Saka. Saka brings it down. Brings it down. Okay, right? He loses it a little bit. Kai Havertz helps us retrieve the ball. He gets it to, I think he gets it to Martin Odegaard. I guess it back to Martin Odegaard again. Gets it to Saka, or who gets his to Saka. Saka then takes his touch inside and bends the bottom corner away from Neuer. There was no way Neuer was getting to that ball. That was a world-class finish from Bukayo. Beautiful start to the game, right? High press from the start. We forced them into that mistake, right? We forced them into another mistake, which also led to we forced them into a mistake, not another mistake, because we made our first goal. But our high press by by Kai Havertz there also kept us with the ball. So you can say the high press worked both times, right? So the second time that the high press came into effect and worked was when Ben White got in on goal and he played the ball straight to Neuer when the right side of the goal was wide open and he played the ball straight to Neuer. Now people are saying, "Oh, he's a defender. You know, we should give him a pass for that." But look at what Vardio just did with his right foot. He's he's a defender too, right? So he's scoring goals from outside of the box with his weaker foot, and we have a defender who gets in on goal and plays it straight to the goalie. So to me, that's also nerves coming in, because if you were nervous, you should be able to back that chance without any problem. You should see that side of the goal open and be able to hit it to that side with all the strength in your leg and get it past Neuer. Because at this stage, Neuer is not the most agile of keepers. So if you put it there with enough force, it's going in. But he played it straight to the goalie, right? So if he scored that chance, if Ben White scores that chance, we go up 2-0. And people are saying Ben might have been offside. Like I've heard this somewhere that Ben might have been offside, but no. I looked at that chance closely. Benjamin White was onside. It was tight, but he was definitely onside. I'm pretty sure it was Matthias they licked that plays him onside because he's closer to the box than Ben is. Ben was his shoulder was leaning a little bit while his foot was more inside, but his shoulder was still in the same line with they licked. So he would have been onside. We would have been 2 goals up, right? And we would have been fine. We would have been cruising from then, right? So we started the game very good, cruising. We were in control. Bayern Munich was I would say they were feeling our pressure. They were feeling us coming onto them. No Diddy, but we just gave them gifts. That's that. There's literally no other way to put it. We literally gave them gifts. Literally gave them gifts, and I'm a break down from my point of view exactly who is wrong. Because I'm seeing a lot of people blame David Raya for that first goal. Oh, why did David Raya come all the way out from his goal? What is he doing over there? This and that, right? Me, that first goal that we concede, in my opinion, that is not David Raya's fault. That whole concession is on Gabriel, 100%. That is not Raya's position. Anybody that is not Raya's fault. Anybody that has been watching us this season sees that Raya constantly comes out of his goal when the ball is going deep into our defense. And I would say there is only one offensive player from the other team, or there is no offensive players from the other team. Like, for us to be able to keep possession in that moment, David Raya comes out from his goal to help us keep possession because we trust him with the ball at his feet. That is the whole reason why he's in our team, because he's trusted with the ball at his feet, right? We've seen numerous times where he's far away from his goal to act like an auxiliary center back, right? He has done that numerous times. So just because the people on the game call calm commentary are saying, "Oh, what is Raya doing there?" That doesn't make it his fault, right? This this goal right here was all on Gabriel, and I'll show you exactly what I mean by that. Look at this right here. Look at this right here. In this moment, and one Bayern Munich player. There's no way, there's no way that this ball should have ended up with Bayern Munich. There's no way, absolutely no way that this ball right here should have ended up with Bayern Munich. Four Arsenal players: Saliba, Gabriel, David Raya, and Kivio. Gabriel, if Gabriel right here was calm in the situation, what he does is an pass to Raya's area. That is all Gabriel had to do in this moment. Right foot pass to David Raya. David Raya gives it to Saliba, and we move from there. That is the easiest way to get out of this situation, right? But you can also look at it from this angle as well. Look at this. This is when he goes to retrieve that ball. So first of all, Gabriel has a bad touch in the first place. So granted, Raya is all the way out from his goal. Yes. Gabriel initially has a bad touch that takes him away from Raya to this moment, right? He's following the ball. Even in this moment, he still has enough time to find that Raya with his right foot. I've seen Gabriel make a lot of passes with his right foot. This is not a hard pass to make. Right-footed pass to David Raya. Look at this. Look at it from this angle. Raya jogs backwards to even create more of a passing angle for Gabriel. Even more of a passing angle. Like, that's the easiest way to get out of this situation. A right-footed pass to Raya and is done. We don't have to worry about the situation. The next Bayern Munich player is in their defensive midfield. Like, look at that. I'm pretty sure that's Leroy Sané that's in defensive midfield. But look at 5 Arsenal players, 1 Bayern Munich player, and somehow, some way, Bayern Munich end up with that ball. That should not be happening. That is completely unacceptable. Unacceptable, in my honest opinion. Gabriel turns around and gives the ball to Kivio. Or he also, plays a bad pass because he didn't go exactly to his target, right? So to me, this goal is 100% on Gabriel. Raya is out there because we trust Raya to be on the ball. If not, he won't be in that goalie position, in place of Ramsdale. We trust him with the ball at his feet. So when Gabriel sees his keeper there, he's the one that freaks out. Raya's not freaking out. It's Gabriel that freaks out and doesn't trust himself with his right foot to get the ball to Raya. So this is all on Gabriel, in my opinion. That's all on Gabriel. In my opinion, this was one of Gabriel's worst performances this season. Absolute worst. And I say that, and this is how you know I'm not being biased, because Gabriel is my favorite Arsenal player. He is my favorite Arsenal player, Gabriel, because I love his passion. I love the way he fights for our team. I love it. But when he messes up, I'm not gonna say, oh, it is fine because I like Gabriel. No, he messed up big time in that situation. He had the opportunity to relieve pressure of the entire team, but he decided to bring more pressure on him. He had 3 opportunities to make sure we retained that ball perfectly, and he failed at all 3. First opportunity, get a better touch. In this moment, get a better touch on the ball. His touch pushes him away. Opportunity number 2, find the ball, 1 foot pass to David Raya. 1 foot pass from your right leg. If Harry Kane decides to go press Raya when William Saliba is also right there, that's Harry Kane's decision to make. but put the ball in Raya's area, let Raya go get the ball and find Saliba. That's how we get out of there without any problems, right? But he decides to turn around to his left side where he feels more comfortable, I guess, to his left side, and then tries to find Kivio. That's the third part where he could have taken the pressure. Me, that's all on Gabriel. So then they get the possession. They are running at our back line. I think what's his name? Sane finds, I think is Leon Goretzka, who then finds Serge Gnabry, and Gnabry plays it through Raya's legs, and we go down by 1 goal. We go back to 1-1 right here, right? So that is all on Gabriel, in my opinion. So I get people want to blame Raya because why is he out of his goal? Why is he all the way out of his goal? But that is not on Raya. That's not on Raya. Raya did what he is supposed to do in our system. When we are trying to keep possession, right, he comes out to act like an auxiliary CB. He's done that so many other times this season and nobody's been complaining, right? So that is not on Raya in my opinion, from my point of view. Right. So now the second goal, this is the second gift that we gave to them. And this is where I feel like we still haven't learned. We still haven't grown as a team and evolved, or I would say fully evolved to learn the dark arts of the game, right? This is where our naivety comes in. And it is not just from our young players. Jorginho, I'm looking at you. All right. Next situation where Bayern goes up by 2, where we give away the pen, right? Now, Jakub Kivio. Now, let me see if I still have it. Before the game, right, I created my own 11 that I thought I would see, or I thought I should before this game starts. And I'll show you what I mean. Give me a second. Let me pull it up right here. Just need to load it up. Right. So this is my lineup that I thought would be good to use to start this game. Right. Now, granted, I don't know what the fitness level of the players are like. This is, for Mikel to choose. But this is what I thought we were going to go into the game with. Tamiyasu at left back, Gabriel Jesus at left wing at least, if not up top, and no Jorginho in our midfield. Partey was going to start this game for me. And the reason Partey was going to start this game for me is for the defensive side of the game. We're treating Luton the same way we're treating these other small teams. They are crazy good in transition. They are very good in transition. The type of players they have in transition can go from midfield to your box. The same player can carry the ball from midfield to your box. That's how good they are in transition. Sane picks up the ball and is running through our midfield, right? That is why I wanted Partey in that game. Partey is going to be able to defensively cut those out or be smart enough to bring people down. Like we saw when he came on. When Bayern had I'm pretty sure it was like in the 86, 87 minute when they won the ball back and they were about to start making a race towards our goal. Partey didn't even say, "Oh, let me chase you." No, Straight up, boom. You're on the ground. I'm killing the attack dead right there. Right? That's why I wanted him in the game. Defensive acumen. Because granted, we had to go to Bayern because we are playing at home. We want to take a lead to the Allianz. That's the best case scenario for us to take a lead to the Allianz Arena. So we are going to have to go for the game, whether we like it or not. We are going to have to go for the game at some point in that game. And granted, when we do lose the ball, protecting the transition moment from a dangerous Bayern attack is why I thought we're going to need a Thomas Partey in this game. That is what I thought, right? And when the second goal happened, or let me say when the penalty happened, that just justified what I thought at the start, right? Kivior. Now, this is what happens when a center back is playing at left back. He's so used to being touch tight to his striker and being Leroy. He is so quick. All he has to do is get by you, and you are not catching him. You are not catching him. So this was the first mistake from Kivior. I thought Tomiyasu was going to play this game because he's better at defending wingers 1v1. That's why I put Tomiyasu at left back in my lineup as well, right? Because I just thought that Bayern's 1v1 wingers are just too fast, too skillful. You need somebody who is adept at holding wingers in that moment. So maybe Tomiyasu is not it is not in his best match fitness. Maybe that's why he didn't start that game. Maybe that's why. I don't know. I am not the coach. Tomiyasu was fit. He should have started the game, in my opinion. He should have started that game. But Kivior went too touch tight, in my opinion. He got spun, and that was a wrap. You were not seeing Kivior. Look at him all the way back there. He's not getting close to Sane at all. Now, in this moment, I look at Jorginho. Once Sane gets past Kivior, and he's making a beeline for our attack. Now, this moment brought me, like, he just gave me bad deja vu vibes. He just brought deja vu because every time we faced Harry Kane and Tottenham, and we always gave them a penalty, I can promise you, the situations that lead up to a penalty like that is identical to what happened in this sequence. Somebody loses the ball. Somebody's running out of defense. And it's just a comedy of errors from our defenders. This person decides to make a bad tackle here. This person doesn't time this right. This person doesn't do that right. And somebody just sticks out a foot. The same sequence, I swear, it just felt like I'm watching the same thing over again. Like, this brought me back to David Luiz vibes, bro. David Luiz and Mustafi Kolasinac them times, and freaking Luiz and Gabriel partnership times. Like, when Harry Kane used to get those penalties, he used to come from a situation like this. A lost ball, a comedy of errors defensively, and somebody fouls for a penalty. And that's the same thing that happens here. After Kivior goes too tight and he gets spun, he gets megged by Sane, gone. Jorginho is making the sprint of his life. If you watch Jorginho running, he's putting all his effort into that sprint, right? Now, as you should know that you don't have to get the ball. Just bring him down outside the box, bro. Outside the box, bring him down. You will see Jorginho running backwards. He kind of slows down a little bit to tell Gabriel that Harry Kane is running behind you. So he takes off his mind from Sane to tell Gabriel that Harry Kane is running behind you. Watch him. wow, you're letting Leroy Sané keep running towards our box. Like he didn't focus on his job. He slowed down a little bit, right, to get to that moment. But in that moment, he's still close enough to Sané to bring him down outside the box. Do that. If they score a direct free kick from the outside, bet. That's cool, right? So that's the first mistake. Jorginho mistimes his tackle, goes for the ball instead of going directly for Sané and bringing him down outside, taking the pressure off of his team as the leader, as the captain, as the I was, as one of the captains. Bring that brother down. Literally. Why are you trying to get the ball by stretching for the ball? Bring him down. Chance over. Free kick, everybody gets behind the ball, and we can go from there. We can trust ourselves to defend from that position. Why he decides to just stretch for the ball and ends up missing it, I will never understand. But that is the first comedy of error right there. Second comedy of error, William Saliba. Right, because at this moment, Leroy Sané has already gone into our box. Gabriel doesn't have the right angle to be able to make that pass, right? So he's a bit far from Sané, so Sané is able to easily get by him after go. And look at Jorginho on his knees outside our box, where he could have brought him down, but no. Sané is going to our box. He's driving at the heart of our defense, almost at our penalty spot, right? Now look at William Saliba's body positioning. He already starts off with a terrible body position. Already. He starts off with a terrible body position. It's easier for him to go at this ball with his left foot to try and get that tackle, right? Instead, he decides to move his body all the way around and try to tackle with his right foot. I don't know why you would do that. I don't know why you would even try to make that decision. That, to me, that literally made no sense. And granted, look at Benjamin White's position. So he kind of has it covered already. So you don't have to go with your right and then stretch and then just, I would say, hope to get the ball. Because that's all he did. Stretching with your right foot is hoping you get a touch on the ball. You could have went with your left foot and had a better chance of actually getting the ball. I don't know why he decided to turn his whole body to the right when Leroy Sané is moving so fast that you really can't even stop him. So why are you spending more time twisting your entire body position? Already picked a bad body position. Deciding to try and fix it in that moment before you try to get that tackle, that just wastes more time and gives Sané more time on the ball to keep driving. So Saliba didn't need to do that. He didn't need to do that because that's Sané. He's too quick. One touch on him, he goes down. The most annoying part about it is that Ben White has this covered already. So if William Saliba didn't touch Sané, I'm pretty sure Ben White gets rid of that ball. I'm pretty sure Ben White gets rid of that ball. I'm pretty sure he does. So this just pissed me off. This angered me. I'm not even gonna lie. I was watching this and I was so angry. So angry. Shout out to all the 9 people watching in the chat. If you want to add your thoughts in, if you want to let me know your thoughts, make sure you go over to my YouTube channel. If you go to my page, you'll see the link there somewhere on one of my tweets. Just click that link. It'll take you over to the stream. And you can put your comments in here and I'll put it up. Well, Make sure you like the stream as well. But getting back to it, Ben White would have cleared that ball, right? So I was so angry in that moment. I was so angry because we should not have let it get to that point. Most of the blame, I'm going to put it on Jorginho because he's the most experienced out of all those players. So he's the one that should know why, or should know why he should bring Sané down. So he should know that. The rest of these guys haven't been in this high pressure moment, in this high stakes game in their career. Jorginho is the one that has been here most of the time. So he's the one that should know. So I'm going to put this on Jorginho. You're the one that should know. But like I said, comedy of errors from start to finish. Leading the game 1-0, almost going up by 2, and then giving them these 2 easy goals that could have been avoided to give them a 2-1 lead in the first half. That just explain how I thought. Like, that just looked like a movie to me. That just showed our nerves and our naivety as a young team. That is what that showed to me. Like, we still have not matured for those bigger moments. I just hope that we are able to watch the clips back in this game. You know, the team is able to watch this and be able to learn from these moments quick. Because if we show this same nervousness, if we show this same, if we show the same stuff at the Allianz Arena, I don't think we're going to get through. Now, I'm going to back the boys because they have shown me that they learn fast from situations. They learn quick and they are able to do the right thing in the next games, right? So I'm going to back them to learn from this. And I'm going to back us to go to that arena, do what we have to do to get the win and go through. I'm going to back us to do that, right? But I am just calling the stuff as I see it, right? I am not the type of fan that will try to sugarcoat things or just try to hide my true feelings. I will let you know what I really think happened in that moment. That doesn't mean I'm not going to back the boys to fix it. That doesn't mean I'm not going to back, not to give them my support to do better next time. I trust them to do better next time, which is why I'm calling it now, because this is not what I expected to see from y'all. I did not expect to see this. But it seems like we still haven't caught those moments, those, here I say, bozo moments away from our game. There's games where we're playing so well and we just do some craziness. Just give a goal away out of nothing. We just say, oh, we're playing well. You guys are clearly on the ropes. We clearly have you on the ropes. But you know what? Here is this gift. Take it. That's what we do, and it pisses me off. We did the same thing against Liverpool. We were 1-0 up, right? Coasting. The half is almost over. And we just decide to give the I think it was Luis Diaz, right? We decide to give him an opportunity to get the ball, and something happens, miscommunication here and there, and it's an own goal by Gabriel that ends up in the back of our post. Like just something you just cannot explain. That is what usually happens. Some craziness. We're coasting, right? Keep that same pressure on them, and most likely we're going to win this game. We just decide to just do some boneheaded nonsense and just I just don't know how to explain it. But it seems like it's still not out of our game yet. Those mistakes are still not out of our game yet. We need to get them out of our game. We definitely need to get them out of our game. Right? We definitely need to get them out of our game because it's seriously annoying. It's seriously annoying. And I would say this is what, and times like this, moments like this is what gives rival fans that that ammunition to say, "Oh, you guys bottled it." This. Is moments like that when we're coasting in the game, and we decide to just out of nothing, Gabriel decides to not pass to Raya. That's in a position he has been in all season. This is not the first time Raya has come all the way out of his goal, people. This is not the first time. So let us not try and say, oh, it's Raya's fault for coming out of his goal. It's not. This is not the first time. It's not. We've seen him play as a left-sided center back when Gabriel moves all the way out to the left. We've seen Raya come into that position to help us retain that ball and move it around and help our build-up. We've seen that happen so many times. And he's a sweeper keeper too. So when there's stuff to sweep up, he's going to come out. That is his job. Now, people are saying he came out way too far. He came out way too far because it's only Harry Kane up there. Literally. It's only Harry Kane and 4 Arsenal players. There's no way it should end up with a Bayern Munich player. There's no way that ball should have ended up with a Bayern Munich player. Gabriel should have used his right foot, laid it off to David Raya, and gone about his business. Because if Harry Kane decides to press Raya, Raya has Saliba right there. Right there. But Gabriel's head lost in that moment. I don't know what was going on with Gabriel this whole game, but his head was gone. His head was gone in this game. His head was gone. And it showed. And one thing about our players, especially in our defense, when one person makes an error early in the game, that unsettles everybody back there, and I don't like that. It unsettles the entire defensive backline. One person makes an error, everybody gets nervous, and it just trickles through our back line, nerves everywhere. I seriously don't like that. And it started with Gabriel. Gabriel is the most senior person in that back line in this moment. He's the person who should be like, oh yeah, Raya is there. I'm going to give it to Raya because I trust Raya. We trust Raya. We've been trusting Raya all season with the ball at his feet. So give it to Raya. Give it to Raya. Raya gets it to Saliba and we move from there. But no, you wanted to turn around the other way, putting more pressure on yourself by keeping onto the ball, putting more pressure on yourself, then you try to find Kivio. Unbalanced. You weren't even balanced when you tried to find Kivio. So, to me, that was all on Gabriel. That was all on Gabriel. Me, that's all on Gabriel. He could have taken control of that situation and gotten us out of it without problems. Yeah. Jorginho, I didn't want Jorginho starting the game. I wanted Partey, and I feel vindicated for watching what he did. Like playing Jorginho and the pace that they have in transition was not a smart move by Mikel. That was not a smart move, in my opinion. Now, it's a brave move. It's a brave move because we could have been 2-0 up. Like I said, Ben White's chance. It could have been 2-0 up. So it could have still worked out. So Mikel was being brave by playing Jorginho in that position. He was being brave, but he was being naive at the same time, because you can be brave and you also can be naive, both at the same time. And that's what I feel like Mikel did. He was brave to play Jorginho against that speed in transition, but he was naive, not thinking about the other side of the game. But he would trust Jorginho as the senior person to know what to do in defensive situations. That's where Jorginho's self-responsibility comes in. Bring Sané down outside. Bring him down. Relieve pressure off the young lads. Relieve that pressure. You guys are the senior men. Big Gabby, you're the senior man in that defense. Relieve. That turned the game on its head. And this leads me into the second point I want to talk about, right? The fans in the stadium. I love our fans, especially our away fans. Sometimes I pray and I hope that our home fans can adopt the same mentality of our away fans. I don't know what's happened to fan culture in the game, but I feel like fans themselves are becoming more of spectators than actual fans in a game, right? And it could be because, from around the world, but even the people who are in the state, the people who are from the AFC, Arsenal, North London community, when they go in the stadium and bad things are happening, they go quiet, and it's on everyone who's in that stadium. Some moments in that first half, and our whole stadium just went quiet. I seriously hated that game, because the fans in our stadium going quiet doesn't help anybody else but Bayern Munich. It doesn't help our players. It doesn't help the fans in the stadium. It doesn't help Mikel. It doesn't help anybody else but Bayern Munich by not creating that 90-minute hostile atmosphere for those Bayern players. Like, we had a Emirates Stadium full of Arsenal fans. Maybe a few Bayern fans here and there, but full capacity, Emirates, Arsenal fans. That stadium should never have ever been quiet. For 1 sec, never. We literally had the chance to create an Anfield for 90 minutes. We literally had that chance against the Bayern who have done us strong tin in the past. The same Bayern that have done us strong tin in the past, 10-2. We had our opportunity as a fan base to create that dungeon atmosphere against them. But because we were losing 2-1, we got shook. We literally got shook as a fan base in that stadium. We got shook. We couldn't believe what was going on. Granted, even me that was watching, not in the stadium, I was watching it at work, but I was over there watching it, right? And I was listening. I was listening to how silent the stadium was. And I was like, there's no way a 60,000 capacity Emirates Stadium is this quiet. I don't care if we're losing the game. One thing we should not do is show our nervousness to young players who are already nervous themselves. That only makes it worse, guys. If there's any AFC fan who is there, if there's any match going fan watching this right now, if there's any match going fan watching this right now, your nervousness in that stadium does not help the players. So even if you're nervous, don't show it to those players. Sing, sing, sing. Keep singing. What the hell? Oh, Siri, my bad. Sing, sing, sing. Keep singing. Keep cheering them on. Keep backing them. They are young players. They need it. They need it. I know the football is beautiful. We kind of get mesmerized by it sometimes, and we just focus on that. But we're in the stadiums to sing and support. The people in that stadium, your responsibility, like being a match going fan, comes with responsibilities. Now, people can say, "Oh, that is rich coming from me that's watching over here in Houston, Texas." I wish I was able to go to that stadium. And me, that I will sing and I will lose my voice in like what, 30 minutes, 45 minutes. I will still keep clapping. I'll still keep making sure the people around me are singing as well. Because the Champions League quarterfinals for most of them. If you're nervous, they are damn well going to be nervous as well. And you're keeping quiet and just watching the game, hoping you guys get up, that only helps Bayern Munich. That only helps Bayern Munich. Only. We need to adopt the mentality and the mindset of our away support. I love our away fans. They don't stop singing minute 1 to minute 90. They do not stop singing. Whether we're 1-0 down, whether we're 2-0 down, they don't stop singing. That's how we back the boys from beginning to end. Even if you're nervous, don't show it. Don't show it. You're there to do a job. You're there to create an atmosphere. You're there to support the boys towards a victory. But I feel like fans now want to be more of pundits and want to be more of football analysts instead of being actual fans. So they are watching the game to analyze the game, to be able to do this. You can do that after the game. You can watch the game after you can watch the game again after it with no emotion. But from that 0 minutes to 90 minutes, you have a job to do in that stadium. For a team to win trophies, everybody has a job to do. The owner has a job to do. The manager has a job to do. The technical directors have jobs to do. The coaches have a job to do. The physio got a job to do. The cooks got a job to do. The ticketers got a job to do. The fans, y'all got a job to do. You cannot just sit back and say, "Oh, I'm gonna wait for them to do something to get me going." No, y'all got a job to do. You're in that stadium for a reason. So 60,000 capacity Emirates should never, ever, ever, ever be quiet. 60,000 capacity. Never ever should they have been quiet. And it was quiet for about 10 to 15 minutes of that first half. I was so angry about that shit. I was so mad at that. Because this is an opportunity. Every Arsenal fan that was talking before the game, "Oh yes, no Bayern fans, no Bayern fans." But we let it get to a point where it sounded like there was no Arsenal fans too. Hey man, I was pissed. I was pissed about that. I was pissed about that. I was so mad about that. I was so mad because we got a job to do, guys. We got a job to do. No matter how it has been 20 years. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. It's been a long time, guys. A long time. I get it. These guys need to give us something to believe in. But think about it. 2 years, 2 title races. That's something to believe in, guys. Even if it hasn't been reached the end point yet, we don't have to wait for it to get to the end point before we start believing. We have to believe and push them towards that end point. That is why we're here. That is why you're in the stadium. So even if you pay £100,000 to get from one part of the world over to the stadium, and you want to enjoy your game, right? You do all that to get in the stadium. Once you get in that stadium, you have a job to do. No matter which part of the world you came from, no matter how much you spend for your ticket, you have a job to do. And your job is to create that atmosphere to push the players on. That is what you're supposed to do. So us letting that place go quiet for any reason really, really was detrimental to us. And it showed, because the rest of our first half performance was awful. It wasn't that good at all. After they went up by 2-1, they were trying to keep ball and stuff, trying to game manage until they got to halftime. And we, as a fan base, just kind of let it happen. Instead of keeping up the energy, keeping up the vocals, trying to put off Bayern players and try to support our players with our voices. But I just feel like we need to do better as a fan base. We definitely need to do better as a fan base, especially the ones in that stadium. Minutes 0 to 90. 0 to 90. Create that atmosphere. 0 to 90. Keep singing. Keep believing. Keep pushing these boys on. But whether we're in the lead, whether the game is tied, whether we're losing. That is how we do our own part to drag these boys over the line. That is how we do our own part. That is how we do our own part. That's just how I see it. If you think I'm wrong, let me know and we can talk about it. But that is just how I see him. I swear. That is just how I see it. Yeah, but that pissed me off. What else do I want to talk about before I get out of here? The Saka penalty. This has been highly contested. Me, I'm of the opinion that Saka tried his best to buy that penalty. Now, granted, if the referee gave that penalty, there is no clear and obvious error to overturn it. The same way as the referee not giving that penalty, there not being any clear and obvious error to overturn the referee's on-field decision. This is those type of calls where the on-field decision makes everything. If it's not called on the field, it's not going to be called by VAR. Error. In my opinion, that wasn't a clear and obvious error. Bukayo Saka, him scoring in that game, I was ready to say, oh, snap, this boy is moving up there. His boy is bona fide world class, because this is what's left for him to do in these big moments, in the Champions League quarterfinals, Champions League semifinals. Be there. Put us in the lead. If we need to come back level, get us back level. He already started doing his job. But This last moment of the game where Saka decides, I believe, if you don't agree with me, let me know. But I believe that Saka decides to go down before he gets to Manuel Neuer. And I'll tell you exactly how I see it. Now, I've watched this playback. I promise you, I've watched it back 30 to 50 times. Replay. The speed with which Saka is moving at, right? People are saying he was moving too fast for him to change his direction. For me, that's cap. That's cap. Now Saka is quick, but Saka is not uncontrollably quick. That is not Saka. Now, if it was like a Theo Walcott, then I can understand that, because Theo Walcott sometimes was too fast for his brain sometimes. But Saka in this moment, he could have easily followed his dribble and gotten past Manuel Neuer without having to extend his right foot and clip Manuel Neuer. Saka had already gotten up to that moment. Saka had taken a left touch away from Neuer. He had the opportunity to plant his right foot down and follow his ball. Follow that ball. Go past Neuer. Now, granted, this is where Neuer is so experienced. This is where Neuer shows the fact that he has been there, done this. This is a keeper who has been keeping since when? Like, goalkeepers being sweeper keepers started from Manuel Neuer. So this should tell you how long this guy has been in the game, how long this guy has been doing this, being experienced in this. He's been doing this for a while. Right, what is he now? 37, 38 maybe. So he's seasoned. He's a seasoned veteran, Manuel Neuer. He's been in that moment so many times. He baits Saka. And Saka falls for it. Hook, line, and sinker. Now, in that moment, Saka has to make a split decision. People can say that, oh, Saka didn't plan to go down, right? Because he tried to follow his ball after he went across the goalie, right? To me, if you ask me, Saka was caught in two minds because of what Manuel Neuer did. What Manuel Neuer did in that moment caused Saka to be in two minds. And let me show you what I mean. Let me share my screen real quick, and I'm gonna go through this play with y'all. If you are watching, thank you for watching. Hold on. Thank you for watching. Make sure you do hit the like and sub if you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching on X, the link to the YouTube channel should be on my page. Just go to my page, hit that. You can come over to the comments. Let me know if you agree with me or if you don't agree with me, and we can talk about it. But let me go ahead and share my screen here. Right. So I want to go over here. Look at Saka's eyes in this moment. Look at Saka's eyes. His eyes is clearly on the ball. Clearly, he's looking at the ball. Right? First of all, he's looking at Neuer here to see to see where the keeper's body position is, right? So first of all, let me play it in full motion so that we can have the full picture of it. Right. So Saka's coming onto the ball. Coming onto the ball. His eyes are still on the ball. Still on the ball. Once he makes that move, that ball away to the left side, He's not even looking at the ball anymore. The ball is towards his left. Look where he is looking at. His eyes is all on Manuel Neuer's right foot. That's where Saka's eyes is on. He's looking at Manuel Neuer's right foot. Now, in this moment, Saka has to make a split-second decision. He sees that leg, and he's like, oh, I could win a penalty here. When the right thing to do, in my honest and humble opinion, back yourself to go around the goalie. That's what you do in this moment. You back yourself to go around the goalie, and you most likely have an open goal. Or you have two defenders who are at your mercy, pretty much, because you can still get composed and pick your spot after you get past the goalie. So you might have some people on the line, or you might have an open tap in, right? Manuel Neuer is smart. He leaves his leg hanging in the air to confuse Saka on making the decision. He doesn't plant his foot yet. There, Saka sees that and it's like, oh, his leg is still in the air. I can get this right here. I can buy this right here. Next frame, Saka's eyes still on the ball, but his right leg doesn't get planted anymore on the ground. His right leg already starts to go up in the air. His right leg already starts to go up in the air. Looking at the ball, also having his side eye on Neuer's leg as well. Still being able to notice Neuer's leg outstretched. This is where Neuer is smart. He did not plant his foot yet. So Saka sees the foot and he goes for it. He goes for it. He's not even going towards the ball anymore. The ball is going away from him. He's forgotten all about the ball now. He has one thing on his mind and one thing only. Neuer's right foot. That's what he has on his mind. He goes for his right foot. He makes sure he gets clipped and he goes down. Now, like I said earlier, the referee's decision on the field is the only thing that makes this a penalty or not. If the referee says it's a penalty, it's not getting overturned. If the referee says it's not a penalty, there's evidence for it to not be overturned because it's not clear and obvious. Now, granted, Neuer's leg is outstretched. So if the referee blew that penalty, you will not be able to order a penalty because Neuer made that risky move. But Saka made that risky decision as well to try and initiate that contact. Because that is what he tried to do. He tried to initiate the contact by himself to make sure he was clipped. Make sure he's clipped. The ball is still going away from him. He has no intention of going towards the ball. He makes sure he gets clipped. Make sure, and that's it. He goes down. Oh, this. I didn't touch him, blah, 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 blah. That's what Manuel Neuer does. See? I didn't touch him, ref. But the referee didn't. The referee definitely saw Saka jump a little bit. Because if you do look at it, Saka jumps. He uses his left foot as a launch pad. Right there. He's dive. In my opinion, it was a dive as well. Now, it is not a Superman dive. So it is not clear for everyone to see that it's a dive. It's the keeper's extended right leg got in my way. That is what Saka made it look like. But in reality, Saka launched towards the goalie with his left foot. He didn't make it look clear and obvious, which is why people are able to argue on both sides, because he didn't make it look clear and obvious. But he did try to buy it, people. He did try to buy it. He did try to buy it. That is how I look at it. He did try to buy it. The referee in this game, he had a poor game. He had a poor game. But on the balance of everything, it still evened itself out. It still evened itself out. That is how I look at it. Because people are talking about, oh, they could have had a penalty too. David Raya, this is why I say Gabriel's head was gone too as well, because Raya puts the ball down and kicks it to Gabriel with his leg. That puts the ball in play, right? Gabriel picks the ball up with his hands because he's used to Raya giving him the ball for the goal kick. But usually Raya does that with his hands. He will either drop it for Gabriel or he will tap it to Gabriel with his hands, right? Across the ground. In this moment, he kicks the ball to Gabriel. That puts it in play. Gabriel's head is so gone to the point where he doesn't realize that Raya didn't use his hand this time. He used his foot. And he picks up the ball with his hands, puts it back down, and passes the ball to Raya again. The referee could have blown a penalty for that too. Granted, in this huge game, Champions League quarterfinals, it will be basically a gift to Bayern Munich to give them that opportunity. But people can say, if we're dumb enough to do that, then we should be punished for it. I can understand that, right? I can understand that because by the letter of the law, you can give that as a penalty. But in the context of this type of game, I don't think it would have been the best decision to make. And the referee chose not to make it, right? The referee also chose not to give us that penalty as well, because I don't think it was a clear penalty for him to look at, because from his point of view, Saka initiated that contact. So him not giving that penalty as well, I just kind of look at it as things just balance themselves out. That is just how I look at it. Now, one thing that should have also happened in that game is that Harry Kane should have been sent off. He should have been sent off for the elbow on Gabriel. He should have been. So this is where I say that if by the letter of the law, if he chose to give a penalty for them in that moment that Gabriel picks up the ball, by the letter of the law as well, you should send off Harry Kane. Because he elbows Gabriel in the throat. He looks at Gabriel coming and he elbows him in the throat. Granted, he didn't intend to elbow him in the throat, right? But by the letter of the law, that is serious foul play to his head. That's contact to the head with an elbow. You can send him off. A lot of people have been sent off for I would say serious foul play, even if it wasn't intended to be that. So if we want to look at the letter of the law for Gabriel's handball situation, Harry Kane should have been sent off by the letter of the law. So overall, it still kind of balanced itself out. Now, one thing I didn't like that the ref was doing is that those little fouls that Bayern Munich were making on our players, he tended to let it go a lot. There was a moment late in the second half where I think Alphonso Davies clipped Martin Odegaard. There was no contact on the ball then. We should have gotten a free kick just at the edge of their box right there. But the referee decided to not blow that foul and play on. That was a bad decision because that should have been a free kick to us. So there's certain moments in the game where the referee blew soft fouls for Bayern Munich. When I'm pretty sure it was when Kane was pressed by Martin Odegaard too in that second half. The referee blew soft foul right there for Harry Kane, even though Martin Odegaard didn't do enough to warrant the referee blowing for. Per, 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 performance yesterday night. There were definitely some inconsistencies in what he did, for real. But overall, in terms of the major decisions, given or not given, they still balance themselves out at the end of the day. We shouldn't have given Bayern Munich the opportunity. Those two gifts. And I'm going to focus on that instead of focusing on should it have been a penalty, should it not have been a penalty. We gave them two gifts. Two gifts. One from Gabriel, easy. Four Arsenal players, one Bayern Munich player. There's no way that ball should end up with a Bayern Munich player. If we did that, I would never know. But that just showed our nerves. That showed our nerves and our naivety. Jorginho, bring Sané down outside. And we are not talking about a penalty here. We're talking about a free kick on the edge of the box, a Jorginho yellow card, and Jorginho subbed off in the second half for Thomas Partey or for somebody else. Right? That's it. Right? Is don't be shocked to see Kai Havertz in midfield at the Allianz Arena. Don't be shocked to see that. Because if Thomas Partey is not fit 100%, I want to see Kai Havertz in that midfield with Rice in that 6. I don't want to see Jorginho at the Allianz Arena unless we're deciding to go in a mid to low block and we hit them on the break. If that's what we decide to do, then okay, we can have Jorginho on the field because that means we're going to limit them in transition, running at our goal, so we are not exposing his weaknesses that much. But if we do decide to go on the front foot for some parts of that game, Jorginho cannot be starting in our midfield because in transition, he's going to be a liability. He showed that in this game already. So don't be shocked to see Kai Havertz in our midfield at the Allianz Arena with Rice in the 6 and Gabriel Jesus up top. I wanted Jesus to start. I wanted him to start. In moments like this, we need the experienced players on the field, the players who have been there and done that, right? We need them on the field, right? Gabriel Jesus came on and showed us individual brilliance. This is the Champions League. Individual brilliance is what gets you through, right? That is what gets you through. That is what gets you out of tough situations. Look at Man City versus Madrid. Man City at the Bernabeu. They didn't play amazingly well, but what did they have? Individual brilliance. That is what they had. Phil Foden didn't have a great game. Puts it in the top corner. Josko Vario. I don't know where that came from. Right-footed bottom corner from outside the box. Individual brilliance. Fede Valverde. Ball over the top from Vinicius Jr. Beautiful cross. So that is what we needed. We needed people. We needed players on the field who can create stuff out of nothing. Now I love Martinelli. But he didn't do shit in that game. Nothing. The only thing he had was that strike with his left foot a couple minutes into the game that went wide. If he scored that, amazing. But everything else he did in that game, non-existent. Bad decisions. Making the wrong decisions in the wrong moments. There's times where he had Kimmich one-on-one. Go at him. There's a time where Joshua Kimmich slipped, which gave Martinelli space. He controlled the ball. Kimmich had recovered in that moment. Martinelli should have kept going on the inside because he slipped already. So take him on the inside. Take him on the run. Don't wait for him to set and then go at him. But he actually waited for Kimmich to set and he turned inside. That was the wrong decision to make in that moment. Then there was another moment where it was him and Kimmich, but they were on the touch line. Now Kimmich already gave him the room in case he wanted to run at him, and that's when he decided to run at him. So it's just wrong decision in wrong moments. That was what Martinelli did that whole game. Now, I love Martinelli, but individual brilliance is not his game. He needs the sun to be shining. He needs the pitch to be watered properly. He needs the left eight to be making runs for him. He needs the fullback to be making runs. He needs this, he needs that. He needs this, he needs that for him to be able to, he needs to rotate with the strike. Things need to be in place for Martinelli to play well, apparently. So he should not have been starting that game. That is the game where Gabriel Jesus should have been started. If Kai Havertz was going to start up top, Gabriel Jesus should have been on the left. We needed Jesus in that game some way, somehow. He's the one with the Champions League experience. He's the one that's the highest goal scorer in the Champions League for us. Why he didn't start that game, I don't understand. That was a bad decision from Mikel, 100%. That is where Mikel messed up. Jesus should have started, in my opinion. Tomiyasu should have started at left back if he was fit. That I'm not sure about. But he should have started. Because Kivio is obviously a center back playing at left back. Obviously. Because he feels like he has to be touch tight to his man every time. That is Kivio's problem. He likes to feel his opposition player. He likes to feel them. No, did he? But he likes to feel them, though. That is his problem because he knows how to play as a center back. So he's playing at left back like a center back. You can't do that when you're playing Leroy Sané. You're supposed to give him time and space. So he should have had Tomiyasu on the field, who's a better 1v1 player. He should have had that, right? But you can say that's hindsight, but like I said, I thought about it before the game, and you all saw my line up as well. I'm gonna put it back up here. This is what I thought Mikel was gonna go into the game with, right? Tommy at left back, Partey in the 6, Gabi Jesus in the left side, Declan Rice in the 8, because we were going to press them. We were going to go for it. So Rice should be in the 8. That was how I looked at the game. And Kai Havertz has been playing well up top recently. So it just made sense to keep him playing there. Right. Now, one thing I did notice in the second half, okay, he brought Zinchenko on. That was when we had to go for the game. We had to keep possession, make sure we try our best to break down Bayern's block. We pretty much went at them from the start of that second half. Right? Now, when I look at the game of football, I look at it offense and defense. I look at it from both sides of the coin, right? I look at it, what is he doing offensively? What is he doing defensively? And I look at that for all our players. It doesn't matter which position you are playing. What is he doing offensively? What is he doing defensively? Because you have to attack as a team. You have to defend as a team. That is what a good elite team does. So Zini coming onto the field, that's helped us retain possession. That's helped us calm the game down, right? But you can also say that Bayern just let us have the ball in that moment as well. You can say it like that as well. But Zini helped us in that aspect. They targeted Zini, bro. They targeted him, and they kept getting behind him. Kai Havertz had to cover for him. Declan Rice had to cover for him. Gabriel had to cover for him in different moments. But they targeted Zini. So in any moment in that game, or I would say in any moment in that second half that they got behind Zini, it could have led to a dangerous situation. But this is where I would say our transition from offense to defense was much better without Jorginho on the field. When Jorginho got off the field and he put Rice in the 6 and Kai Havertz in the 8, Bayern couldn't do shit to us on transition. By the time they get to our box, everybody's back because we have players who have the legs to get back. Right? So they couldn't really hurt us in transition as much as they were doing in the first half when Jorginho was on the field. So this is why I'm saying don't be shocked to see Kai Havertz in our midfield at the Allianz Arena. Because depending on how we decide to go into that game, if we want to go with Jorginho in a mid to low block, if we want to go with him, okay, that makes sense because we're gonna limit the spaces that we give Bayern. So Jorginho doesn't have to cover too much space, right? So that kind of makes sense. But if we're gonna decide to try and play our game, we can't have Jorginho on the field. We either have to have Partey in the 6 with Rice in the 8, or we have Rice in the 6 with Kai Havertz in the 8 and Jesus up top. Somehow, some way, Jesus has to start that game. So if Jesus is going to be up top, Kai Havertz has to be somewhere else. If we're going to go with Rice and Partey, put Kai Havertz on the bench. And we start with Jesus, Saka, Martinelli. Right? If Jorginho is not going to play, Kai Havertz has to be in that midfield to help with that transition defense. We cannot have Jorginho on the field doing transition defense against Bayern's attack. That is a no-no. No. We should not even try to do that. That's putting Jorginho in a situation that he can handle because it was clear. Sané was running past him. He had to use all the speed he has in his old ass legs. He had to try his best to get back on Sané. He did, and still made the wrong decision, trying to stretch for the ball when you're just supposed to bring the man down, bro. You're the experienced guy. You're the one that's supposed to take it for the team. You're probably going to have to come off the second half, but don't worry. I'm going to take it. I'm going to stop this attack because I see it. I see what's developing. I see the backline under pressure. I'm the one that sees this. But no, you're pointing at Gabriel to make sure Harry Kane is being tracked while you're letting Sané run past you, bro. Focus on your job, bro. Focus on your job. Bring him down. Stop it in his tracks before it gets to the box. Stop it. Don't let your young, inexperienced center backs be the ones that have to make that big moment decision. You're the experienced player. You should be there to be the one making that big moment decision. Partey was in that moment in the second half. He did not even let it develop. He took his yellow card for the team because he knew. He knew. Dark arts, man. Dark arts. We have to get wiser, more street smart. Partey has been there. He showed it. Jorginho has been there as well, but he didn't show it. He was naive in that moment. He was letting Sané run through and thinking he could stretch and nick the ball off of Sané. Just bring him down and stop stressing your life. Stop stressing, bro. Just bring him down. Bring him down. Yeah. But yeah, so overall, Zini's addition to our team in that second half, to me, it was a 50-50 for me. Because you can say he helped us to slow the game down and helped us to control the game more in midfield, which is true, but he also gave up opportunities defensively. He gave up numerous opportunities to Bayern defensively in transition, for sure. Which is why Mikel had to get Jorginho off of that field. He had to get him off that field because he knew that Zini would be targeted. There will be holes behind him, and that's an easy route for them to get in on transition. He knew. So he took he brought on Jesus and Trossard, took off Jorginho and Gabriel Martinelli, took both of them off. Now Trossard, I love Trossard. I love Trossard. Trossard is the best finisher in our team, hands down. There's nobody better than Trossard when it comes to finishing. Nobody's better. Okay, let me say at the start of this season, right? I made the claim that if Trossard has a great season for us, we have great opportunities to win trophies. He is the X factor on our team. Trossard is the X factor. That is why I call Trossard trust the process. Trust the process. He's the X factor in this team. A firing Trossard takes us places. Whether it's starting, whether it's off of the bench, he will take us places. Because he is very experienced. He has scored big goals in big stadiums for lesser teams. He has been there. He has done that. Now, granted, he might not be the best starting, but when he comes on to impact the game, he usually does it correctly. He scored against Liverpool. He scored against Porto. Big moments. Big moments. He scored against Man City in the Shield match. Big moments. Like that is where we can trust our two come through. So that second leg, I still don't want him to start. I feel like Trossard coming in off of the bench in that second leg will be the best bet for us. I feel that for real. For real. But somehow, some way, Gabi Jesus has to start. Individual brilliance. We need that in the Champions League if we want to have a chance of going through at the Allianz Arena. We need that, guys. We need it. We need it. For real. For real, we need it. We do need it. William Saliba, that guy really is 21 years old. He really is 21, 22. He shows it a lot. Let me not say he shows it a lot, but he shows it in big moments. He shows that he's a young blood in big moments. He definitely does. Saliba, Gabriel, they've been playing so well recently, playing well all season, in fact. But those big moments against Liverpool, against Bayern Munich, bro, you guys are showing you all are showing your nerves, bro. You guys are showing your nerves. I just hope that in the second leg that we don't show this nervousness. I back us. I believe in these guys. They've shown me all season. Even when I doubted them, they said, why the hell did you doubt us? So I am not going to doubt them again for the rest of this season. I am not going to say that, they are not going to do this. No, I'm not going to say that. They always have that opportunity to do it. And I believe in them to go to the Allianz Arena and get the job done. Even if it's a 1-0 victory and we go away, I trust our backline to stay intact. This was very, very uncharacteristic of them to do that to we don't usually see them mess up like this. But in those big moments, they're showing their nerves. But I'm gonna back them. I'm gonna believe in them to go to the Allianz Arena and fix up. I will do that because I believe it. I do believe in these guys. I am just saying what I see. But if there's Arsenal fans out there that will say, when people show you who they are, believe them, they definitely have justification to say that. But I believe in these boys to be able to learn quickly, because that is what they have done over the span of the last 2 to 3 years. They've learned quickly. So I'm going to back them to keep on learning quickly. I see Mikel setting up in the second leg. I do see him going to the going over there and starting off in a mid to low block and trying to catch them in transition. So most likely we will see Jorginho again. Most likely we're going to see Jorginho again. But we're going to see him in a double pivot mid to low block with Declan Rice, provided that they all stay fit. Hopefully, Partey is fully fit by then. Hopefully, Partey is match sharp by then. Hopefully. The only way for him to get match sharp is for him to get minutes. So I don't know why he came on with only 5 minutes to go. That, I did not get that at all. Why Partey came on the field with 5 minutes to go only Mikel can explain that. For a player who needs minutes, for a player who, when his match fits, he's one of the top 3 DMs in the Premier League. Why is he only getting 5 minutes of match fitness? Why? But only Mikel can explain that. Only Mikel can explain that, in my opinion. But I'm hoping Partey is going to be fit by then. I'm hoping Tomiyasu is going to be fit by then as well. And I'm hoping Gabi Jesus will be fit to start from the two. Yet, but he started the game at Brighton and he was fine. He was fine. So hopefully, second leg, he starts up top or at least on the left wing. But if we're going to play in transition, he needs to be up top with Martinelli on the left and Saka on the right, so we can hit them in transition, hit them where the space is. Right? But let's see. Because if you look at the overall game, Bayern Munich couldn't break us down. When we got behind the ball, they could not break us down. They could beat our press, but the second half, when we had legs on the field with Kai and Declan Rice in midfield, they couldn't capitalize off of the moments where they beat our press because we got back behind the ball faster than they were able to get to our box. Right? So we were able to stop Bayern Munich from playing, I would say, from really creating super dangerous moments. We gave them all the big chances that they had in that game. We gave them every single one. Partey, mistimed header, gave the ball to Harry Kane where there's no reason why you're supposed to miss that header. There's no reason. I know why he headed the ball backwards. I would never know. No pressure on him. No pressure on him. Heads the ball backwards. Who does that? In that moment. Why? But every moment that they had, we gave to them. So we gave them 2 goals at our crib. If we can go to the Allianz and play a game where we don't make mistakes, we can beat them. I am confident in this team. We can beat them. I just don't want to see those nerves. I just don't want to see that shakiness. I just don't want to see that again because that was bringing flashbacks. I promise you. It felt like it literally felt like deja vu. Especially with Harry Kane up top. It felt like deja vu to me, bro. Comedy of error. Oh, penalty. Harry Kane takes it. Harry Kane scores. Like, it's the same script we've seen in any Arsenal Spurs game where Kane gets a penalty. Somebody makes a mistake. Comedy of errors. Penalty. It's the same shit. Literally. But I do back them, though. I do back them to go to the Allianz, to the Allianz Arena and cut out the mistakes. I do back them to do that. I do back them to do that. So quick player ratings. Quick player ratings before I get out of here. Let me start off with rating the manager first. Mikel today, or Mikel, yes, I would say yesterday, gets a 7. Because granted, his starting lineup wasn't the best choices to be made, but I kind of understood why he made those choices. Provided the fact that Tomiyasu isn't match fit yet, I can understand why he played Kivio, because Kivio's been playing well with the same back line, so they have that chemistry going. He's playing at fullback, decides to play Sane like he's playing a striker, which is dumb. So that cost Mikel, right? Jorginho also playing in this game. I can understand if Partey is not match fit yet. Jorginho, as the experienced guy playing to lead inexperienced players, I can understand. But that's still a detriment to the team if we're going to open up and invite them on the transition. That's a detriment to the team to have Jorginho in there. But so it's a give and take. You get his experience, quote unquote, even though it didn't help us out in the moment where it should have helped us out. In transition, the detriment to us because he was not going to keep up with that speed at all. So Mikel, for that starting lineup, if I look at it from hindsight, which is not the best way to like judge stuff. I'm trying to be as fair as possible, as fair as I can be. From hindsight, I will give him a 5 for that starting lineup. But not judging from hindsight, I will give him a 6 for that starting lineup. It's okay. You needed Jesus on that field. You needed your 1v1 individually brilliant player. So you definitely get marked down for not putting Jesus on the field. You definitely get a mark down for not doing that. For sure. Jesus needed to start that game. He needs most experience, but I guess he expected Kai Havertz to bring the experience, in the front line with Saka and Martinelli, who are not that experienced in that moment. So if I'm not going to judge it from hindsight, I will give him a 6 for that starting lineup. But when the game turned on our head, when we were 2-1 down, he was able to then save his ass by making the correct decisions. Now, bringing on Zini, I would say in the balance of the game, offense and defense, it helped us a little bit in terms of control because Zini didn't really pick out like dangerous passes. He really just kept the pace of the game slow and, calmed the game down. Helped us to control the midfield a little bit better. Defensively, he was still costing us though, because they were getting in on his side. So that decision, I kind of weighed as a balance, as a like even. So I really can't give him positive or negative ratings for Zini's inclusion into that game. What I can give him positive marks for was taking Jorginho out of there and putting Kai Havertz in midfield and bringing Jesus on the field and Trossard on the field at the same time. Getting Martinelli out of there, who was not doing anything all game. So he was able to fix his mess in the second half. He was able to. So overall, I'll give him a 7 for that performance. But if you want to be harsh, I can give him a 6 for that whole whole game as a whole. Is because if you messed up your lineup at the start and you fix it at the end, it's still kind of like so yeah, I'm gonna give him a 6. I'm gonna give Mikel Arteta a 6 for his performance yesterday. And I think that is being fair. If you think I'm not being fair, if you think I'm being wrong, let me know in the comments on the X stream, or you can come over to YouTube. If you come over to YouTube, you can leave your leave your comment here, and I can put it on the screen, and we can talk about it. Before I'm done and before I leave out of here. But yeah, so that's Mikel done. Right side, Ben White. Ben White for me gets a 6. He gets a 6 for me. As a professional football player, when you get in that position, I don't care if you're a defender. I don't care if you're midfielder, striker. The right side of Neuer is wide open, bro. The right side of that goalie is open. Find it. But you played it straight. Like, look at Vadio, bro. Right-footed from outside the box. Look at you. One-on-one. You played straight to the goalie, bro? Hey, come on. Come on, man. Come on. So that definitely counts against you. I am not gonna just let that slide because he's a center back. No, he's a professional football player. That is what he is, a professional. He literally goes to training every day. I'm pretty sure he does shooting reps too. So come on. And you were onside. So why are you being onside if come on, man? Please. You definitely should have done better in that moment. You definitely should have done better. Now, defensively, he was okay. Offensively, Ben White was trash yesterday. Offensively, he missed the shots. His passes were going off. He wasn't really helping Saka out, so going forward and stuff like that. So, his offensive side of the game was bad yesterday. His defensive side was okay. I won't say it was good. It was okay. Because when Partey did give that ball away, and I think it was Rafael Guerrero, if I'm not mistaken, that was one-on-one with Ben White and megged him for that pass, or was it Alphonso Davies? It was one of them who was able to pass the ball through White's legs and get it to Kingsley Coman, right? Who hit the post. If that goal went in, it would have been on Raya for getting beat at his near post. It would also be on Ben White for getting megged when he could have blocked that cross. And it would definitely be on Partey for losing that ball in that position. So offensively, he was bad. Defensively, he was okay. So he will get to 6 for me. William Saliba, 4. Bad performance. Caused the penalty. Looked nervous. Yeah, 4 for Saliba for me. For Gabriel, 5 for Gabriel. No, really 4. Nah, 4 for both of them. Both of them get a 4. William Saliba for the penalty that he caused. Gabriel for the goal he pretty much gave away when he could have found Raya, and we will not be talking about Bayern equalizing 1-1 through Serge Gnabry. We will not be talking about that if Gabriel gave that pass to Raya and kept it moving. Kept it moving. We will not be talking about this. We will not be saying, oh, why is Raya out there? Why is Raya all the way out there? He has been all the way out there since the start of the season. Since he's been playing in our team, he's been dropping into our defensive midfield. Sometimes he's been dropping into our center back position, stepping forward into our center back position to he's out there because that's his job. That's his job for our team. That's what he's been doing all season. That's why he's there. Because we trust him with the ball at his feet. That's why he's there. Gabriel didn't trust him. I don't know why. If you ask me, Gabriel didn't trust himself. That's what it was. Right foot the pass. He probably didn't trust his right foot. Bad touch before that moment. Give a right-footed pass to Raya, and it's done. No, he turns around. Gives it to Kivior while he's unbalanced. Tries to pass to Kivior. So that is all on Gabriel. So he definitely gets a 4. He's battled with Harry Kane. You know, he's okay. He won a few battles. Kane won a few battles. He could have given away a penalty as well with a handball with his head gone. He didn't realize that David Raya had kicked the ball towards him, and he picked it up with his hand. So in my three, 3. Awful performance. He got hooked. I have nothing else to say. We all watched that Kivior, shit show. So he gets a 3. Moving on. Jorginho, 4 for me. He gets a 4 as well. He gets a 4 because you're the most experienced guy. You keep getting beat in transition. I mean, if somebody wants to say that we didn't put him in the best position to succeed, okay, you can say, okay, it is not his fault because we are deciding to play him against Bayern Munich's speedy transition offense. So that's more on Mikel than it is on Jorginho. I can understand that. But Jorginho not controlling the outcome of that situation he had with Leroy Sané as the experienced player, that brings down his estimation significantly when it comes to me. So I give Jorginho a 4 in that game, right? If people want to give him a 5 because they think it's more on Mikel, you can do that. I'm not gonna say no on that. You can do that. You're well within your rights to say that. But for me, as the experienced head, as the person who's been there before, bruv, bring that player down. Take the pressure off of your defenders. As the leader, take the one for the team. Lead by example. So he gets a 4 from me. Rice was okay. Rice 6, I would say for Rice 6. Rice was okay, but yeah, he definitely made the wrong decision by stepping forward when Gabriel gave the bad pass to Kivior and Sané got the ball. He shouldn't have stepped towards Goretzka. He should have stayed in his position and tried to deal with the transition. But he going to Goretzka early. That was why he stepped forward. And Leroy Sané being smart enough, he passed it into the space behind Rice, where Goretzka eventually was. So in that moment, he made the wrong decision there. But overall, his game, I would give him a 6. Overall. You know what? I'm gonna give White a 5. I'm gonna give White a 5 in that game. I'm gonna give him a 5. So Rice can get a 6 because Ben White going forward offensively trash. So he gets a 5. Martin Odegaard, player of the game. He kept working, kept winning the ball back. He kept finding good passes between the lines. Right? When Gabriel Jesus dribbled those two players and was able to lay it off to Trossard, if you watch that play closely, Martin Odegaard's run kept Dyer from pressing Gabriel Jesus because he saw Martin Odegaard making that run behind the line. He had to track Martin Odegaard first before trying to stop Jesus. So that little unselfish run lay the ball off to Trossard, who eventually gets the 2-2 goal. So those little moments, those player, I would say, relationships, those chain reactions that happen on the football field, those matter. And for Martin Odegaard, as the player of the game, I will give him a 7. 7 to Martin Odegaard, player of the game. Player of the game. Saka scored a goal. Could have had a 9 if he stayed on his feet. Because I promise you, Saka had enough control to go past Raya, to go past Neuer. He had enough control. We have watched Saka numerous times. We have watched Saka change direction so many times. So now is not the time where we'll say, oh, he was running at full speed and he couldn't change direction. We've seen Saka running at full speed and changing direction. We've literally seen that. We've seen that numerous times. Off of his left foot towards the goalie. So, come on. Saka gets a 7 for me. And we keep it moving. And he gets the 7 because of the goal. And, he kept trying. He kept running at Davis. After Davis got booked, he kept trying to run at him. Davis is smart too. So, he was clever enough to not get a second yellow card. And he's fast enough to get to the ball if Saka tried to try to beat him for pace. So it was a good battle. So Saka gets a 7. On the left side, Martinelli gets a 4. No, he was non-existent for me. The moment he had was that left-footed shot, and he didn't have anything else in that game. So he gets a 4 for me. He definitely gets a 4. Kai Havertz for me gets a 5 because Kai played 2 positions in this game. 2 positions. Granted, he wasn't the best when he was up top. He was still important in the goal by making sure he kept us in possession. He kept us in possession by winning that ball back and giving it to Saka. I think who then gives it to Martin Odegaard, and he gets back to Saka and he puts it in the bottom corner. So Kai was instrumental in that first goal, making sure we kept the ball in that moment. And in transition defense in the second half, he also did his job as well. So overall, I'm going to give him, because in ball possession, he wasn't the greatest. So I can give him a 6. I can also give him a 5 as well. But I will give him a 5. Keep it. Oh yeah, 5. He did well in transition, but when he was supposed to do his offensive game, it wasn't the best. You know what? That is a bit harsh when I think about it. So Kai gets a 6, and we leave it at that. Kai gets a 6, right? Then Zini coming on the field. Zini gets a 5. He was okay okay in possession. Defensively, he gave up way too many chances to them. And even when Kingsley Coman hit the post, that was Zini's player. Zini allowed him to cut through the middle without following him or instructing his center backs to watch out for Coman's run. So he let that happen because that was initially his man, and he didn't do what he had to do to make sure that his man was covered. So Zini, on the balance of things, Zini gets a 5 for me, right? Then Trossard coming on. Trossard got us back in the game. His little cameo, he gets a 7 because he produced that big moment for us. He gets a 7. He was able to keep possession most of the time. He did have a bad touch that kind of went out for a throw-in, So, but I would say overall, he was there when we needed him. So he will get a 7 for me, right? Gabi Jesus gets a 7 as well. Gets a 7. He made an impact. Once he came on, he was hard to guard. And that's what we need, guys. That's what we need, especially in the second leg at the Allianz Arena. We need Gabriel Jesus, match fit, playing in that game, saucing bros up. We need him saucing niggas up. We do. Who else came on? Partey gets a 5. Partey gets a 5. He gets a 5 for me. He made a blatant error which could have led to a goal. He did make the pass that puts Saka through, where Saka could have done better and scored. So on the balance of things, he gets a 5, but he came on with only 5 minutes of play and almost caused havoc on both ends of the field. So yeah, so I'm gonna just give him 5, and we just keep it moving from there. But the most important thing for our players is to learn from this game. That's the most important thing. Learn from this game and put it to the side. We have Villa on Sunday, I think. I'm pretty sure it's Sunday. We have Villa. This cannot carry into that Villa game. And this is the point I'm going to end on. This cannot carry into that Villa game. This nerves and naivety cannot carry into that Villa game. We need to put this to the side. There is no the Douglas Luiz, in that game, so we have to take full advantage of it. We cannot go to Villa and drop points, or we cannot invite Villa to our house and drop points against them. We have to win this game. This is a must-win game now. Because if we don't win this game, this might be a start of a chain reaction of bad momentum. So Villa now is a must-win for us. Villa is a must-win. We absolutely cannot afford to drop points. Absolutely cannot afford to drop points, because that would just start off bad vibes for these players. Bad vibes that we don't need. We don't need those bad vibes, because I know our fan base. If they start to feel those bad vibes, you might as well just call the season off, because they will make sure that the players feel those bad vibes even more than they do. Right? They will make our players feel those bad vibes even more than they do. So, in my opinion, it's a must-win, but we still have to back the boys. Fans in the stadium, fans outside the stadium, back these boys, please. Please, back these boys. They will be nervous at some points. We just have to do our job to try and make them not nervous, to try and calm them down, to try and do something. Just try and keep that belief going with us and with them. Even if the match is not going the way that we want it to go, keep that belief, guys. Keep that belief. Keep that belief. Now to the end of the season. Keep that belief. Push these boys on. Now until the end of the season, guys. I beg. I take God beguna. I beg. Don't let these players feel your nerves. Don't let them feel your nerves. Even if you are nervous, support them. Sing. Do all the things you can. Then watch the game in detail afterwards. You don't need to watch the game in detail in the stadium. You don't need to. That is not why you're there. You are not there to watch the game in detail in the stadium. No, you can do that after the game. Just support the boys. Sing. Back them minute 1 to minute 0. Sorry, minute 0 to minute 90. Please. Villa is a must-win. Villa is a must-win. Villa is a must-win. There's no two ways about it. Villa is coming to our crib. We have to get the job done. We have to get the job done. I believe we will. So, to everybody that has been watching, to all 11 of you still watching, shout out to y'all. God bless y'all for staying intact. God bless y'all for staying locked in. If you're watching on Twitter, please go over to the YouTube channel and smash a like on this button, because I think I'm still on 0 likes right now, because, it is pretty late over here. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are asleep. So just do me a favor. Go to my page. You will see the link to the channel in one of my tweets. Just click that link. Go over to the YouTube stream. Smash a like on the stream. If you've never seen me before, if you've never subbed to the channel, sub to the channel, please. And join me next time, because I want to talk to y'all. I want to talk to y'all. I want to give y'all my thoughts on the game, and I want to hear y'all's thoughts on the game, for real. So thank you guys for watching. God bless you guys. Make sure you go over there and smash the like button. Help a brother out. God bless y'all. I'll see y'all next time. Up the Arsenal. We're going to go to Bayern Munich next week. I believe we're going to get the job done. But got to focus on Villa first. Got to go to Sunday, invite Villa to the crib, make sure we get the job done. That's the first step. One game at a time, guys. But thank y'all for watching. I'm going to see y'all next time. I'm going to see y'all, next time. I got to go eat, got to go sleep. Peace.
score.